Hello you guys, it's Katie and welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm sharing with you guys my Amazon must-haves for me as a crocheter. Now this is just a list of my personal must-haves that I buy on Amazon. Now depending on your area, some stores may be a better deal than Amazon, so I would always just recommend price comparing for a specific item before you go ahead and purchase it on Amazon, assuming it's the best deal, and it might be a better deal at some other stores. But in general, these are just items that I pick up on Amazon that are my must-haves as a crocheter. Now, of course, these are all going to be linked in the description box below as I am talking about each item. And just so you guys know, I am an affiliate with Amazon, so if you do purchase anything from my links below, I will get a small commission, but it is greatly appreciated if you do so. But obviously, of course, it is not necessary at all. Only if you want to try out these items, then go ahead and purchase them. But it's not like I make that much money off of the commission, so don't feel the need to purchase just to be supporting me. But anyways, with that, let's go ahead and get into my list of Amazon must-haves. So first is yarn. Now what I will say from my experience is most of the time Joann is the best deal and they have the best sales going on. Sometimes Michael's, but most of the time for my area Joann is the best deal. But there are a couple colors of Bernette blankets specifically that I have to buy on Amazon because I have never been able to find them in store at my Joann or even online at other places. So this one is just an example of that. This is actually a smaller skein of Bernette blanket. This is only 108 yards and it's normally 220 yards, I believe, are what these bigger skeins are. But this dark color, which is called taupe, I have never been able to find it online really anywhere else, and I've never been able to find it in store anywhere near me, so I have to buy this online whenever I want to get it, and I do purchase it from Amazon. So there's only a few select colors that I can't find in store, but this one is one of them, and I do purchase it on Amazon, even though it is a little bit more expensive than what I purchased my yarns at Joann. I still really like this dark brown color, so I still pick it up on Amazon even though it's a little bit more expensive. But anyways, that is the first thing, which is a must-have for me. Of course, yarn in general is a must-have, but in general I do just like to purchase some specific colors off Amazon since not every store has them in store. Next, you guys, is crochet hooks. So I specifically use Clover crochet hooks, and this one that I have here as an example for you is my 8mm. I use 8mm, I use 7mm, I use 5mm, I use 6.5, like all of those size ranges really often. And these Clover hooks on Amazon are the best deal that I've ever found. If you buy just one singular hook in store at Joann or Michael's, it is really a lot more expensive than it is buying them all as a pack on Amazon, or even as a singular one hook on Amazon most of the time, depending on the listing. But most of the time it is cheaper on Amazon than it is in person, which is kind of crazy to me because even Joann, they do sales and stuff, and still on Amazon it's cheaper than the sales most of the time. So definitely I would recommend purchasing at least the Clover hooks on Amazon. A lot of hooks seem to be a better deal on Amazon in general, but I know for sure the Clover ones are a better deal on Amazon. So like I said, this is an 8mm. There's specifically a pack that you can get that I think is like 7, 8, 9, 10, and like 15 or something along those lines is the pack of the bigger ones. I've bought that pack before. That's where this one came from, and that is a better deal than buying each one individually in store because they don't actually sell them in a pack in store. And then I've also bought the pack for the smaller hooks that is from like 6mm downward, and I got that on Amazon Prime Day for like $30, and I think it retails for like $80 or $90 in store at Joann, and it is the same exact pack. So 100% recommend them on Amazon, and even when it wasn't Prime Day, I'm pretty sure it's still like $50 or $60, something like that, so it's still a lot cheaper than it is in store at Joann. So that is another deal for you guys to check out that I highly recommend. And I will never buy any crochet hooks in store unless I just like broke my crochet hook and have to have it immediately, or forgot it and I'm like on a trip or something and I really want a hook, I'll get it in person. But otherwise, I will never buy a hook in person. I will only buy them on Amazon because it is so much of a better deal on Amazon. Next is another item that I will also really never purchase in person unless I really need it, because you can get them so much cheaper on Amazon, and that is yarn needles. So obviously this is just one, but most of the time they come in a pack, and you can get a pack of a lot of them for a really good price versus in-store at places like Hobby Lobby and Michael's and stuff. Sometimes they only sell like 1 or 2 of them at a time, and it's like $1 or more. So I definitely recommend. I just like the plastic ones. They work perfectly fine for me, and I don't break them super often. But even if you want the metal ones, I believe they're still cheaper on Amazon than they are in store at a lot of different places. So I highly recommend these, and like I said, you can get a pack of like a ton of them, which is obviously really helpful because these are kind of small, so they're easy to lose. But definitely recommend that. And along those same lines is stitch markers, which I also get in really big packs on Amazon. And again, same idea as the yarn needles. It is a lot cheaper to get big packs of them online on Amazon than it is to get them in store at any store I've ever seen. So definitely recommend getting packs of these. And again, big packs of them is useful because they are super easy to lose. And also if I start a project and want to set it down, it is nice to have other stitch markers to grab and use instead of having to remove the stitch marker from the project I'm working on. So definitely recommend getting stitch markers on Amazon as well. Now this next thing you can get on Amazon. I find most of the time it's cheapest at Walmart, but in general just price compare, because some deals on Amazon may be a really good deal and some may not be. But in general, this is just a must-have for me, of course, and that is stuffing. Because of course I make plushies, as you guys know, but even if you aren't into making plushies and you just really like making pillows or something like that, stuffing is obviously a must-have for you as well. And you can get anywhere between this smaller bag that is 12 ounces all the way up to like a 10-pound box on Amazon. And of course, if you get the 10-pound box, it's more worth your money. I just have this small bag for like traveling purposes, but it is a really good deal on Amazon. Sometimes, most of the time, like I said, Walmart is a better deal, but I did just want to include this in today's video in case you can find a really good deal on Amazon. Or in general, if it ends up being like Amazon Prime Day or something like that, then you might be able to find a really good deal on stuffing as well. And it might depend on your Walmart, because I think sometimes depending on where you live, it might be a higher price at Walmart. So in general, stuffing is a must-have for me, of course. Now next one is my compression gloves. So I've worn these in a lot of videos and I get a lot of questions on them, and I wear them because they do in fact help. So the way I like to explain this is I don't feel like wearing them makes it to where like, oh, my hand pain just completely goes away, but I do feel like I'm able to crochet for longer without experiencing hand pain. So instead of maybe only being able to crochet for like 2 hours without my hands hurting, I'd be able to crochet for like 4 hours before my hands start hurting. So that's just an example. I don't know exactly how long I go without hand pain, but in general I've just noticed that I'm able to crochet for longer with these without any hand pain. Now these ones that I specifically got are just like a cheap generic one that my mom actually got on a Groupon deal, and she bought them for herself and they ended up not being the right size, so I started wearing them and figured out that they really work for me for crocheting purposes. But there are really similar ones on Amazon, so that's what's going to be linked below for you guys. And I find most of the time Amazon has the best deals for compression gloves. Of course, there's other stores that sell them. I've seen them at like Walmart and CVS and different places like that. But I think most of the time Amazon is the best deal. So definitely compression gloves are a must-have if you are the type of crocheter that wants to crochet the whole day and your hands start hurting. I would definitely recommend trying these. And worst come to worst, it just doesn't work for you, right? Because I don't think it's a solution that's going to work for everybody, but it's definitely worth a try to hopefully help with your hand pain. Now next, you guys, is just a nice pair of scissors. So I have a couple nice pairs of scissors in general. This is my pair that stays here in the yarn room from when I'm crocheting in here. I also have a pair that stays on my yarn cart that's also a really nice sharp pair of scissors, because it can be so frustrating if you have a pair of scissors that's just so dull that you're trying to cut yarn and it won't even cut yarn. So of course having a nice pair of scissors is definitely a must for me. And if you want to have a couple different pairs, maybe one to, like I said, have in one room, one to have in another room, something like that, you can also get packs of scissors on Amazon, which is also a good deal as well. And like I said, I'm pretty sure they are cheaper than majority of stores. As always, it's going to depend on what sales you're shopping, but I do think they are cheaper than majority of stores. So scissors in general that are going to be really nice and cut well for you is a must-have for me. Next thing, you guys, is crochet pattern books. So of course you can use a ton of free patterns online or purchase patterns on Etsy or wherever you want to, but I personally find that these pattern books are also a really good way to go. They have a ton of cute patterns. I brought this one here specifically to show you because this is the book that's called Whimsical Stitches. And a lot of my go-to patterns that I make for markets are in this book. There's a little blueberry pattern, there's a little strawberry pattern, there's a jellyfish pattern, quite a few of them that I make at least one of for every single one of my markets that is included in this book. So I highly recommend this one. There's also a lot of great other pattern books you can check out, but this is just the example I brought here to show you guys. But seriously, pattern books are an amazing investment because there is 25 patterns in this book and you only pay like $20 or $30 for this book, so you're getting one pattern for $1 basically. I think it may be even cheaper than that, I'm not exactly sure, but in general all of these books are available on Amazon, so they are a great place to shop. Now you can of course buy some of these in store at Joann or at like Barnes & Noble or something, but in general Amazon is just so much more convenient. So anytime I pick up pattern books, it's almost always from Amazon. So that is another must-have for me since there are so many patterns in here that I love using. Next must-have for me, you guys, is this yarn bag. I seriously take this so many different places with me. It has so many different compartments and places to put crochet hooks and places where you can actually leave your yarn in here and use it through the bag. And it's so big on the inside. Like really, this is such a must-have for me when traveling especially, but even just in general, if you want to like take your projects on the go, this is also just really useful. So this bag is definitely a must for me, and the only place I've seen this available is Amazon. There are a couple different colors of course, but I will link this exact one for you guys. But yeah, in general, a must-have for me for sure. Now next, you guys, the last couple of items I forgot to bring in the room with me, so I'm just going to insert pictures on the screen here for you guys. So next is safety eyes, and the only place I will buy safety eyes is Amazon, because if you try to buy them at like Joann in store, it is so expensive for just one singular pair of safety eyes, versus buying a huge pack of them on Amazon is only like $12, $15, depending on the size of the eyes, of course. Now I am going to link below for you guys the exact Amazon listing that I buy my eyes from, because there are some listings that have really bad reviews and they'll come to you like all scratched up, and they come like all mixed together to where you can't tell what size is which and what back goes with which, and all of that is really frustrating. So the listing I found that I really like has everything separated for you, and the bag has a label on it for what size it is. So I really only buy from this one Amazon listing, because I've had other ones that, like I said, send weird sizes and don't have them labeled and have them all mixed together, all of that kind of stuff. So having it like that is really frustrating. So I buy like 6mm, 9mm, 12mm, 10mm, all the way up to like 20mm just from this one Amazon listing. So I'll definitely link that below for you guys, so you know that you're going to get the ones that come individually packaged with the label of what size they are and everything. So definitely a must-have for me, and definitely only purchase those on Amazon if you can help it, because it is so expensive to purchase at other places. Now next thing also has to do with the safety eyes, and for me that is E6000 glue. Now I use E6000 to glue my eyes, so I have made a little YouTube short about this, so if you guys want to check that out you can, to see exactly how I use the E6000 glue to secure the safety eyes. But in my opinion, just the safety eyes alone is not secure enough, at least for my liking, and for my customers I don't want the safety eyes to just pop out if I can help it. So I've started using E6000 glue, and it has worked really well for me so far, so I definitely recommend it. And for me, it is a must-have, and you can get the packs of E6000 on Amazon, again, for pretty cheap. So in general, I would recommend getting that as well. Now, the last thing that I have to share with you guys in this video is something that you may not expect, but for me, the must-have is a lint roller. So I keep a lint roller on my yarn cart, my crochet cart, whatever you want to call it. And I use this because A, I have cats and dogs, so sometimes my yarn or my clothes in general are covered with pet hair. So if that's the case, I can easily lint roll myself. And also, I use a lot of chenille yarns that like to shed a lot, and I get covered in yarn myself, and my blanket and the seat I'm in and everything gets covered with chenille yarn. So I like to also use a lint roller to clear that up as well. So that is definitely a must-have for me as well, for just, you know, cleaning up a little bit, is a lint roller. So anyways, you guys, I hope this video was helpful, and I hope you enjoyed today's video. If you did, please do give it a big thumbs up. Let me know in the comments down below what your Amazon must-haves are, maybe what you like to purchase from Amazon. And in general, if you think I missed any sort of like must-haves that should have been included in this video, definitely leave those in the comment section below. Now, if you guys do want to see more videos from me, make sure you hit the subscribe button down below and turn on the post notification bell. That way you know every single time I upload a brand new video. And if you guys do want to see more from me, you can always check out more videos of mine. My blog, my Etsy shop, my Ribbler shop, all of my social medias, and my second channel. All of that is always included in the description box of every single video for you guys. So with all of that, thank you guys so much for watching today's video, and I will see you guys here in the next one. Goodbye!